So here we have a refrigerator, and it's our same refrigeration cycle. We have our compressor, which is going to suck in low temperature, low pressure superheated vapor and pump out high temperature, high pressure superheated vapor, move the refrigerant. It's a vapor pump. So if we're going to follow a refrigeration cycle, this one has a little bit of uniqueness. This is our discharge line here. We're going to move this out of the way very carefully. And we're going to move the camera close. So this is our discharge line, and here our discharge line actually goes into a circle inside of this pan. This is the drip pan for the condensation for the refrigerator. Now since this is a high temperature, high pressure superheated vapor, this line running inside the water will actually cause the water to evaporate back into the air. It also uses that water to help de-superheat the refrigerant. So this is the discharge line, hot gas line, high temperature, high pressure superheated vapor. And if we see this line comes back out through here, the line goes up into the casing, which is really cool because this refrigerator used to have a condensing coil on the outside. Now they make them to where the shell, the housing itself and the sides of it is actually lined for the refrigerant to condense. They run the pipes up against this metal, and that allows the refrigerant to be de-superheated, changed from a vapor back to a liquid, rejecting massive amounts of latent heat, and that liquid refrigerant then subcools. Now the liquid refrigerant then comes out of the condenser through our liquid line filter dryer, and then this is our metering device, this very, very small tube right here. This tube is a capillary tube. It is the metering device itself. Then what it's going to do is run up inside of this unit, and it's going to go all the way up through here, and somewhere it's going to go across into the evaporator coil. Now that evaporator coil is going to be located behind this panel. There's actually a fan inside of here, and it's pulling air through these little tubes on the side, and it's blowing air out of the top vent and also these bottom vents here at the ends. So it's moving air across it, but behind this panel is the evaporator coil, and what it's doing is we're moving air across that evaporator coil, and we're absorbing heat. The heat leaves the air and goes into the refrigerant. The heat from the air causes the refrigerant to boil, change state from a liquid to a vapor, and then we superheat that vapor. Then we leave the evaporator in the suction line. The suction line is hidden inside of the casing here. As the suction line comes down, the suction line continues. As we come down, the suction line continues. It circles right over through here, all the way back to our compressor. Low temperature, low pressure superheated vapor, and a refrigeration cycle starts all over again. Now this capillary tube is our metering device. It's also called an expansion device. It's a fixed type metering device. It allows refrigerant to change state from a high pressure liquid to a low pressure saturated mixture, approximately 75% liquid, 25% vapor, called flash gas. But even though it's a refrigerator, it's the exact same refrigeration cycle.